Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. I, of course, am Brotype, and today in Factorio One Small Step, we are building our depot, at least one of the depot tracks, so I can actually start getting some iron flowing into the base, because our initial iron patch is quite low and not producing enough for our needs. So this actually needs to go out, so we're going to do this. So in between episodes, I did a brief bit of signaling, just mostly in this kind of area, the wet bulk unload. Still have to do the dry bulk unload. But again, my first priority right here is just getting the unload stuff done, because I really need the iron. And this train, if you remember, is already all set up. I just need to get things set so it will actually unload properly. Now, I do want to, this actually is an input because I want to be able to fuel these locomotives with coal or really any kind of fuel. So that will be that. And let's see, that should be okay. I don't have enough steel to finish the rest of these boxes, but I think I can go ahead and, well, let's see. I want to give them power first. There we go. Now, yeah, I thought I had some iron already in here. I really wish I had some steel to get this going, but I'll go ahead and just run these next lines of inserters just so I can get a feel for what my box, not my box, my belt situation is going to be. So let's see. I've never really come up with the perfect way to do this. So I'm just going to kind of wing it here. But I think we'll be okay, at least initially. Like I said, this is just an early setup to get everything ready to actually get the factory producing, because we're getting close to having robots. Now, they're not very useful at first because they're so slow. And so we're going to need to get oil pumped up and getting get the research done to make the robots faster and more useful, but it will be helpful just to get things going. Now, I think I'm just going to go straight up. I'm not going to bother going through this forest until I have to. So let's just go directly to, I think, here, and then I'll go underground. Whoops, that's in the wrong place. And we'll just do one of these. Whoops. I might be able to combine some of these. I don't think I'm going to get a fully loaded belt. Maybe with the stack inserters and all the stack inserter bonuses. Whoops, I don't need that up there. I don't want this. There we go. As I was saying, maybe once you get all the stack inserter size bonuses, you might be able to fully laden a belt with one or two stack inserters, but even then, I don't think so. I think it's, I remember doing experiments and something like 3, 4, 5 maybe stack inserters before you get things all taken care of. So how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 12. And this is actually a common number that people have developed kind of the ideal balancers for, which of course I don't remember and I don't have it up yet to look at. And like I said, kind of doesn't matter at this point. So until it matters, I'm just gonna, I think, dump them all, even just on one. And I have no belt. Let's get rid of this junk. And luckily, at least I have the car, so I don't have to run all the way back. You have to meander through these trees. Wow. Proud of myself for that one. Let's go down to the path where it'll be a little bit faster. Yeah, I definitely don't have my perfect driving mod. Either that or it's not working. Here we go, belt. This is what I need. And I need just whatever, all of it. I don't care. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was just going to, well, I should check splitters. I have 50 here. Yeah, all right. I'll be okay on splitters for now. Yeah, you can see how my car is like drifting up. Need to figure out what happened to my mod. But let's go up here and try to line up the ore belts. So these are obviously going to have to change once I get wider belts and they start coming from other directions, but oh man, what a big forest. All right, well, I guess I have to do it. I don't really have anything better. Apologize for all this. I should have done this off camera, but you get all of this game with me. Show you everything I gotta do. Shouldn't be too bad. We only need this kind of narrow 2-lane path. And then once I have robots, I'll come through and just clear it all out. So let's see. This is our lane here of iron ore. I'll have to try and remember that these are the top two because I think these lanes will stay. They'll stick around. And as the trains come more frequently and with more iron in them, I'll just expand it down to use all 4 of the raw bus. Oh, this forest. So let's see, what are we gonna do after I clear this out and we get the iron in? I think the next thing to do is probably head back to that outpost area with some pump jacks and get the oil into the network or into back to base, because that will really enable me to actually get blue science done, which will help me not only with, I have to check and see if I've done it yet or not, but the ability to crack my heavy oil into light oil, etc., as well as getting the robots to become more useful. So their speed increase, mostly their speed increase, but their carrying capacity increase also is helpful, at least the logistic robots. But as you can imagine right now, I'm really anxious for the construction robots, because then I'll be able to just replace this forest. Oh man. I don't even want to look how much farther we have to go. It's like the world's thickest forest. Oh, and I broke a tool. Please tell me I have steel. Just barely enough. Well, that should get me through this forest, hopefully. And I'm gonna have to cut a tree down to pick up a belt. Okay, I think I see the end. I see it. Getting there. Ooh, maybe by the time we're back, the train will be... Although, the problem with setting those trains on wait until full is that sometimes they'll sit at that outpost forever, because it'll take a while to fill it up with those, 10 miners or whatever I had at the time. So that might be my next thing. Switch the train to a lot more frequent. Then that'll get me more miners, etc., etc. And they say Factorio is not an incremental game. Okay, I see a path. At least it's not arduous. Just hold 2 buttons down. Okay. Probably a few more we need to do, but this at least gets it close. Now let's bring this down, and I'm just going to do a belt balancer. Just go ahead and do, well, no, that's fine. Because for a while, I doubt we'll have even more than just the one. Now, I should have brought this belt out so I don't have to, there we go. Oh, sounds like I actually cleared all the trees. Next, let's find our train. This one. Come to Depot A, please. This still needs to be... Yeah, I don't have a box to dump all this fuel, but this still needs to be fuel. But we'll deal with that later. Let's take a look. Where is my train? On the way. Here it comes. Beautiful. A tiny, tiny bit of, well, 2,000. It's not awful. I'm going to put it on manual mode for a second until I look and see how things are going here. So let's actually first just check. Yeah, so this is going to back up a little. I suppose I should do this at least somewhat more properly. And that will fill. I guess I'll double it up. There we go. Now it's not quite filling. Oh, and this is, yeah. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna actually have to make a proper unloading station area, but not too worried about it for now. Let's just get this. Really, I'm lacking the boxes. That's probably the biggest thing. The boxes and the stack inserters. So, well, that's going for now. And actually, before I head back to the iron outpost, I need more miners and such to deal with it properly. So, where did I put my car? Car is up here. So we'll follow the iron. It looks like it's hung up right here. And then the bus isn't actually set up quite properly. So we'll have to, again, temporarily just add splitters to connect them. But we're getting close to the point where we need to actually set up the bus in its kind of final orientation. Or maybe not orientation, its final, oh, what do you say, like splitting mechanism, priority splitting. So good, this will be a full line. That should help a lot. Go through and get some of these materials I need. Now, of course, actually, you know what? I'm just going to, oh crap, destroy part of my base. There we go. I'm just gonna suck up the materials up here and make things manually, because the bus is gonna prioritize them in a way that I don't necessarily want. So I'm actually just gonna turn this. And copper, I don't think I need too much of that. Would like to build some more furnaces. Yeah. Well, let's just stand down here and see what I can make with what I've got. Now, Handy Hands is gonna go off and do its thing. Really rather it not, because I can pick these up manually. So if I catch it next time, there we go. Pause Handy Hands. And man, it's still coming in slowly. Looks like, huh. Wonder why this is backing up. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If I do this. I feel like a full line should be coming in here. I don't know, I feel like this is not splitting properly. So you know what? We're actually going to just do it the way I think it should. Now, I have to remember how this is done. But we might as well tackle this now. So, I'm going to give myself lots of space. Just back all the way up here and clean this up. There we go. Now, if I remember correctly, works like this, and then I need to do something similar to this. Connect them all. Let's see, like this. Now I can make wires, right? Good, I have that tech. Make a bunch. Here we go. Now, it was these two and this one. These two are read, not enable disable, in hold mode. And this one is enable disable if anything. Anything is greater than, now this is the part I forget. I think it's 12. Good. So let's try this. Let's make sure I have all the belt stuff here. This needs to be these two and this one. There we go. So that's running because these are full. I give myself too much space here. Another splitter here. And one more time. These two to this one. There we go. Now, just for testing purposes, I'm first going to run this. Now, these should... Let's see, if I bring this up and over, it's totally messy, but they're just kind of vacating these. This one should stop. I'm getting a little over 1 in, which is not quite what I'm expecting. Let's do this here. Trying to work out a ideal way to... Nope. There we go. Just kind of continuously feed in so I can watch what's going on here. So it looks like we have 1 plus a little bit extra belt coming in. Now this is a full belt, and then we have more than a full belt. So why is it coming out the top? It should be filtering downward. Should stop. Okay, so it looks like this one fills, so it filters out here. All right, let's watch how this goes. This is kind of filtering down. Okay, so it looks like it's working right. Yeah, all right. I think I'm convinced myself that that's working correctly. So I can disassemble my little testing rig here. Get rid of all this. Okay, so here's my priority splitting. And now I have to remember how I do the... we can get rid of all this. Now I have to remember how I do the actual splitting off the bus part of the priority splitting. So... let's see, of course this coal is going to be in the way, so I will move it later. Now I need... nope, I need one back, because curves are weird. And then, yeah, okay, I think I remember. So we just basically do another one here where I say this, oops, these are still reading. This is enable, disable. Actually, this is the same. So this has to be greater than 12 before it'll actually let out. Otherwise, it just dumps here. Now, I need to get coal down here somewhere. Of course, this is just right in the way. I could shift this one over, but that's not super helpful. We'll just move the coal over to the other side. There we go. And coal will come down like this. And I could do this again with the coal, but for now, until I get it blueprinted, I'm only going to do the things where it actually kind of matters. And this doesn't. It looks like I ran out of train sourced iron. This is a slow way of doing this. I'm just gonna dump all these and dump all this. Now I should be able to pick up a whole bunch of iron. Good. Now I suppose I need copper as well. Suck up all of this. Now the downside to this is in this kind of reduced state where I don't have enough iron, I'm completely shutting off my steel production, which is maybe not what I want, but I don't know. I think at this point I really need to start getting things built the way they need to be built. So I can get some more mining drills. I have signals. We can start thinking about defense. And we do need to go get some stack inserters. So, okay. So I think that will be the end of this episode, but in the next episode, we'll now be able to take advantage of this unloading station and the priority splitting we have going on here and really start to ramp things up, especially towards getting blue science working for real. So I want to thank you all for watching. As always, the thumbs are for your thoughts. Subscribe if you want to see more. My name's been Rotype, and I'll see you next time.